Hello, I'm Natalia and welcome to Beads Jar. So in today's project, we're going to use up some of those beads that you just end up with lots of odds and ends in your stash. Does that ever happen to you? And you wonder what to do with them? Well, you're going to be using them for some fantastic necklaces and bracelets in the future, because we're going to be looking at how to make this beautiful bead soup necklace. We called it bead soup because you need no matching beads, you just need to put some random selections in. They can be any colours, but we've decided to use a certain colourway today. And it's just the perfect blend of different textures to create quite a dramatic looking piece. So here's the video where I'm going to show you how to make this, and it's very, very quick and simple. So here are all of the ingredients that you're going to need to make this bead soup necklace. So first of all, you need your beads, and they need to be just a random selection of beads. They can be any colour palette you choose. And we actually have some bead mixes that are, they come complete, and there's enough in the bag to complete the necklace project. So I've got them in this green colour here, which is the one that I'm going to make the necklace in, and you would have seen the sample necklace that I made earlier is in the blues and purples. So these are a mixture of glass, acrylic or metal beads, so you won't know what you're going to get in there, and that's half of the surprise element. It's lovely, but they're all really beautiful, that's what I can guarantee you. So you're going to need a whole bag of those, and then you're going to need some 0.5 or 0.6 wire. And I'm using this copper sort of gilt coated wire here. This is in 0.6 gauge, millimeter gauge. And we're also going to need some ribbon to finish your design off with, to use to fasten your necklace. So I've got some ribbon here in this beautiful green colour. It's almost like a lovely apple green. You need a pair of scissors, and your other tools, you need wire cutters, you need round nose pliers, and you're also going to need your chain nose pliers. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to take our reel of wire, and I don't honestly know how much you're going to need. That is the truth. So why is that? That's because we're going to be threading the beads onto the wire, and then we're going to be twisting the wire. So the best way to complete this project is to just thread everything onto the wire, leave it on the reel or the little stack of wire. I'm just unraveling mine because it is a little bit tangled up. So the other thing to do is to make sure that you just take a pair of nylon jaw pliers and just slide them over your wire and make sure that it's completely straight, because you don't want any kinks in there. You're threading beads onto the wire and you don't want them to get stuck. Okay, so this is the next part of the project. So the wire does get a little bit frisky and in the way of things, but we'll manage, we'll work our way around that. And we're going to start threading the beads on. So we've got an acrylic star here, isn't that lovely? I'm just literally going to take the beads and thread them on. That's why I need to have the whole stack of wire there, because I don't want to run out of wire by guesstimating. So I am going to take all the beads and thread them on as though I would if I was putting them on some beading thread. And then once I've done that, you don't want to sit and watch me do all of this, do you? I'm going to come back and show you what the next step of the project is. So now we have all of the beads on the wire. I'm going to show you how to position the beads on your necklace. So you're going to take your beads back up to the start of the wire, so fairly near the start. I'm going to leave this kind of length of wire. So what are we talking about? 6-8 centimeters there. And I just want you to bend the wire over and place it at the base of that bead. And then you're going to just twist. So twist to create a little twisted length of wire. And that's very supportive of the bead. So if I just pull that wire apart there, the bead stands upon its own in its own right, and that's what we want to be able to do with the necklace. We want to be able to position all of the pieces. So I'm going to bring those beads back up, and you're going to leave a little gap in between. So you determine how closely you want the beads to be to one another, but generally when you're bending the beads over like that, you've got to allow a little bit of room for the wire to go underneath the bead, and then you're just going to be twisting. So some of these twisted lengths will be short, some will be higher than one another. They look like little trees, those, don't they? So the beauty of this necklace is the variation in the shape that creates the texture. So we want to just have this random, just use your eye, just whatever you sense is the best position for certain pieces. Now here I've got one of those little carved leaves. So they've got like a wire coming out of the base of them. So you have to be careful with those, that you don't use the bead to turn it, because that may break the glass. So I'm just going to bring my pliers in there. If you get a piece like that, you just want to use your pliers to turn the wire, and to get it to keep that bead in place. Okay, and then we have all these different sizes of beads. So when you have a smaller bead, you can either do it like that so that the bead is standing upright, or you can have the bead being vertical, horizontal, however you want it. And again, deciding how tall you want that to be according to the number of twists that you place in it, and just allowing between 2 to 5 centimeters between each of the pieces. So you're just going to go all the way along until you get to the other end of the length of beads, and you've wrapped all of those pieces, and then join me again and I'll show you how to complete your necklace. So now you can see we've finished threading all of those beads on and twisting them together to secure them onto the wire of the necklace. And this is the next stage. So we're going to fold this in half, or bend it in half, should I say. So I'm just taking a rough center point for the beads, and then I'm going to just pinch that end together. And I'm going to take the center point, so the two wires together, I'm just going to twist them like that. Do this gently because you don't want to break your wire at this stage, okay? So I'm going to twist those. And then anywhere where you see that you need to unite the two pieces of wire together, you're just going to twist. So you're going to do that all the way along. You may need to just adjust the position of some of the beads so that you can twist the wires in. And just keep doing that until you've got all of your wires secure. And don't worry too much about the beads and the position of them, as they are on this on these little twisted, almost like little branches coming out of the central wire. You just want to make sure that both of these wires are nice and securely attached to one another through the twisting. So you might need to do that at various parts. So you decide, you be the judge of that, and just make little adjustments along the way. And remember what I said about, I've made necklaces like this before and got a little bit gung-ho with the twisting. So if any of you make tiaras, and you know, sometimes when you're using finer wire, if you twist it too much, it can break. So we don't want to have that happen to us. So I'm just going to keep doing that all the way along until we get our wires really closely connected. So we've got all of our two ends of the wire connected together, and now the fun part. So we're going to start to position these beads and decide which is the front facing part of our necklace. And the great thing about this wire is it's soft enough to be malleable and strong enough for you to pose and position the beads to give them a bit of life. So I'm going to put them in. You'll want to do this as well once you've finished your necklace. When you're wearing it, you may decide you want to have your beads facing in a different way, looking upwards, downwards, whatever. So once we've done this, and we've got them exactly how we want them, you can see how doing the different lengths of these little branches makes them more interesting. It's really got a lot of life, this necklace. It's got so much dimension. And the wonderful thing is the decision of the actual palette of beads and colours, that's all made for you because of the beads in the bead mix or in your stash. So those are one of a kind. Nobody else will have a necklace like this, will they? Okay, so when you finish that, you can see it's quite full. Isn't that beautiful? It's very, very spring-like this, isn't it? All the colours, really, really lovely. And now we need to create the fastening. So we've got some excess wire here. So we're going to use that to create some loops. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers. Before I do that, I'm just going to straighten the wire out with the nylon jaw pliers. They are such a wonderful tool. And then I'm going to just bend the wire over my round nose pliers to create a loop, and hold on to the loop with my round nose pliers, and then just feed the wire around the base of the loop just to create a loop for my ribbon to go through. So doing that a few times, and you'll do it more neatly than I will because I'm just trying to do this quickly to show you. So once you're happy with that, just take your wire cutters. You can cut the wire flush to the edge of the wire wrap, and then if you need to, you can just put your round nose pliers in and make that loop very, very round. And then at the other end, so now I'm just going to finish off the other end and place this piece of wire that I cut off my long reel of wire. I'm just going to pop it in there, just give it a couple of twists, wrap it around those two branches a couple of times, and then use my nylon jaw pliers just to straighten that wire out. And just like we did at the other end, I'm going to create a wrapped loop. Pinch those two wires together and then pass it over the top of my pliers, and then wrap the wire around several times to create a wrap loop on the other side. And then once I've done that, I'm going to trim the wire off with my wire cutters. If the wire's ever sticking out, just rock your pliers over it, and that pushes the wire down and stops it from snagging your skin or your clothes. And then use my round nose pliers just to make that loop nice and round. And now I can attach some ribbon. So I've got some beautiful apple green coloured ribbon. I'm going to take some scissors and just cut off a length of this ribbon. And then obviously this depends on the size of the necklace that you want. I like to have my necklace, I don't like to wear them too high up, so I like to have it a little bit further down. I don't like them like a choker, I prefer them more sort of average length, so it's just sitting lower than my collarbone. And I'm going to thread that ribbon through there and through your other loop. And this has got a little bit tangled up there. Let's just the ribbon. So the only thing about this necklace is it does tend to want to grab hold of the ribbon. And then when we've done that, you're ready to just pop it over your head, and then you would just tie the ribbon in a bow to complete and secure your necklace in place around your neck. Doesn't that look beautiful? It's like some kind of forest dream, isn't it? Like something out of one of the fairies in A Midsummer Night's Dream would have worn. But hopefully you will agree that this is a really quick and simple piece of jewellery to make from all of these odds and ends, but really gives it the wow factor and makes it a one-of-a-kind creation. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you'll have a go at making your own bead soup pieces. Do let us know what you thought of the video by commenting below. Also have a look at the show more section where you can find out how to order some of these beautiful bead mixes that we have in different colour palettes. Like this video, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of the other tutorials that are coming your way, and we'll catch up with you soon with another tutorial. Bye for now.